Reducing setup time and lot sizes. So during setup times, what important activity is not getting done? Well, what's not getting done is you're actually not producing parts. You are getting ready to produce parts, but it is not productive time. It is time transitioning from running red pens to blue pens or whatever the change is. Reducing setup time increases available capacity, makes more time available to produce or service your customers. So how? If you can reduce the setup time from, let's say, an hour to a minute, then you have more time to run during the day. Let's say your setup time for the day is an hour and you can reduce that down to, a minute, then you have essentially gained 59 more minutes of work time, therefore capacity, in a given day. The second thing, reducing setup time increases flexibility to meet scheduled changes. How? If it takes you a minute to change from running one type of product, blue pens, to another type, maybe red pens. So if a customer wants to change in order to have maybe more blue pens than red pens or whatever, that it's not a problem because you say, you know what, it's only going to take us a few minutes to change that over, and so we would be happy to be flexible and change the schedule to meet your needs. Of course, if it took a day or 2 days to change over, you'd say, no, I'm not going to do that. It's going to cause us so much more downtime because of the changeover. Reducing setup time also reduces inventory. How? Well, if you can change from running one part to another part with minimal time, then you don't really feel like you have to run a lot of parts when you start a new part number. So, for example, let's say it takes me a day to change from running blue pens to red pens. Well, if I spend the day to change to the red pens, then I'm going to want to run for a couple days and produce a lot of parts because I know when I change back it's going to take me another day. So I'm trying to get some sort of effectiveness. I only want to be down maybe, 2 days in a couple weeks rather than, a day being down a day every other day, changing over from red pens to blue pens. So it reduces inventory because it's easy to change over and you only run the minimal amount that you actually need to meet the customer requirements. And if they need more, you can make it pretty quickly. When we talk about cross-training of workers, the question arises is why is cross-training important? It really allows you to be fluid in terms of what your workers do. If one area of the facility has an overload of work, then you can move people from another area into those areas to help and vice versa. So having operators cross-trained really helps with the, adapting to the needs of your facility and to the needs of your customer because they can move around from place to place.